American parents are less happy than childless adults. And nowhere is the parental happiness gap larger than here in the United States. Is it childcare policies, unpaid maternal leave, lack of paternal leave, or is it just cost in general? Let's discuss this ugly truth along with 3 common hurdles that might be hurting your relationship. Number 1, love shifts. You just brought this baby home and you and your partner are high on adrenaline. It's a very exciting time, but very quickly, after a baby does not sleep consecutively for multiple days, the sleep deprivation will start to set in and the hormones are all over the place for mommy. There's healing. Maybe you had a C-section. Maybe you even had a vaginal birth, but you have some tears that you're tending to, so you're in pain. And then you notice that your partner is snoring. And when you notice your partner snoring, it might eat away at you because you're the one awake, or maybe you're nursing the baby, or maybe you're giving the baby formula. And this shift of love will naturally happen where a lot of your time and attention, if you are the main primary caregiver, will go toward baby and then leave the partner kind of waiting for whatever scraps are left over. And if this isn't your first child, you know there are not a lot of scraps left over. There was a study in 2013 which was really interesting. They looked at brain scans, and this is what they found. It was done by the National Institute of Health. Brain scans showed that in women, brain activity switched to an attentive mode upon infant cries, whereas men's brain remained in the resting state. So if you notice that when baby cries, you're the one awake, if you are the mother, and partner is still sleeping through it, it is maybe not because they are intentionally sleeping through it. It's because their brains just don't recognize the cry the same way that you do. Number 2, missed bids. If you're familiar with the Gottman Institute, one of the biggest indicators of whether or not a couple will stay together or end up divorced is if they miss each other's bids. And by a bid, it's asking for attention in the slightest, smallest way. So it's as if I went up to the window and I said, "Hey, babe, look at this bird eating this thing on the floor," or whatever. I don't know. If he turns toward my bid, then that is a signal of a healthy relationship. And as you can imagine, in the beginning, when you have a new baby home, you don't have the energy to look at your, out the window at the bird. So it makes sense that you miss a lot of the bids. If right now you have already brought baby home and maybe you're a few months in, maybe you're even a few years in, but you really want to engage, try to find moments throughout the day where your partner is asking for your attention. And instead of turning away, turn toward. A little side story is one of the ways that I try to bid for attention with my husband is through funny TikToks. Now, him and I, we don't have the same exact sense of humor. So very often I will show him TikToks that he does not think are that funny. But even if he just looks at it and he smiles, that's enough for me to feel the engagement and feel the connection. So don't miss those bids. Number 3, workload. Let's really get into it, guys. You just took home a full-time job. Now, whether or not you are going to split that full-time job into 2 people where each of you have jobs, maybe you do 60-40, 70-30, whatever it is, you just took home a full-time job. That means if you already have a job and then your partner already has a job, now you have 3 jobs that you two need to figure out. So you have to discuss who is going to be in charge of what. One of my favorite tips for this is use start to finish tasks. That means if one of you is in charge of groceries, you are in charge of groceries from start to finish. That means checking the cabinets and making sure that we don't need anything, buying the groceries, unloading the groceries from start to finish. If your partner is coming to you and they're saying, "Do you need anything from Costco?" This is not a start to finish activity. If you are going to be in charge of groceries, you be in charge of groceries from start to finish so that I don't have to remember anything. We are often told that having a baby is going to be the most beautiful experience you could ever experience here on earth. And that is true, but that does not mean that it results in happiness all the time. It is a very challenging time. Give each other a fist bump, a high five at the end of the day, because you are doing a great job. Work together as a team. Yes, intimacy is going to be lower during this time. Yes, our connection is going to be lower at this time, but we're in it for the long haul. Then that could be the light at the end of the tunnel, the hope that you need to keep on going while you enjoy all of the wonderful milestones of your new baby. I hope this video was helpful to you. I do videos every week here on Mommy Breakdown where I break it down so you don't have a breakdown, and I'll see you next